Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to unblock BBC iPlayer. Now, as you probably know, BBC iPlayer is the media streaming platform of Britain's national broadcaster, the BBC, and it's a wonderful place. It's got loads of programmes, 11 TV channels. You can see it's got Doctor Who there. I think 600 or 700 episodes, something like that. A lot there. Here are the TV channels. So you've got BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three. There's a 24/7 news channel, a Parliament channel if you are really bored. Loads of categories, dramas, comedies, more than you can watch, to be honest. And all really high quality stuff, not full of filler like a lot of these cheap satellite packages. Okay, so the problem is it's blocked to anyone outside the UK and who doesn't have a TV license. Okay, well that's not strictly true. It's basically blocked to people outside the BBC iPlayer, outside the UK. So let me just show you. If you're outside the UK and you try and watch something, you'll get something like that. This content is not available in your location. Try and go to other sites. Let me just go home. And if you go out of the BBC iPlayer, it'll keep redirecting you to the international site. This is because it's looked up your location from your IP address. Now, your IP address is your unique network number that is assigned whenever you get onto the internet. You can't actually do anything about this, because it's assigned by your ISP or your broadband connection or wherever you're connecting through. Every IP address has a nationality, if you like. Excuse me. Okay, so it can see I'm not in the UK, and that's why BBC iPlayer is blocked. So how can we unblock it? Right, well, I will explain. As I mentioned, you can't actually change your IP address, but you can hide it using something called a VPN. Now let me just close all this and I'll show you how it's done. So I use a VPN program called NordVPN for a couple of reasons. One, it's quite cheap. It's one of the cheapest, in fact. And secondly, and most importantly, it's one of the very few VPNs that still works with BBC iPlayer. BBC iPlayer has blocked the majority of VPN services unless they make a real attempt to fly under the radar. NordVPN is one that has, by doing this. It's basically set up a series of about 30 to 40 servers that it optimizes for use with BBC iPlayer. And we're going to use one of these now to stream BBC iPlayer. Okay, so let me just pick one there. See, all these are numbers here. They rotate the IP addresses of these so that not too many people are connecting at the same time. So you don't get 3,500 people streaming Match of the Day on a single IP address. BBC iPlayer goes, VPN proxy server, blocks you straight away. NordVPN doesn't do that. Takes a lot of time and effort to do this, but they've obviously figured it's worth it. They're not officially posted these, but these are the servers you use. Okay, so let me just, I remember the number of one of those, and let's go to NordVPN. Okay, it sits in my taskbar. You can actually add it as an extension to your browser as well, if you like, and you can install it on laptops, PCs, smartphones, stuff like that, tablets. There's Android versions and everything. Now, okay, what I'm going to do, like normally, here's the interface. If you just want a VPN connection anywhere, you're not bothered about BBC iPlayer, you just click on the country you want. You can do that with UK, and BBC iPlayer might work, but they don't monitor all the servers, as I mentioned, so it's safer to type in one of those numbers from the screen I gave you before. I'll put them all in the description as well. And then you can see it comes up, and I'm just going to click on it. And it will connect to the United Kingdom. So what I've got now is an encrypted tunnel, basically a VPN tunnel, virtual private network, from my device to a VPN server. Now that VPN server is the United Kingdom, and that's where the magic works. Although I can't change my IP address, as I mentioned, every website now I go to visit will look at my IP address and see that of the VPN server. So let me just go to this little site. It's called gps-coordinates.org, which I showed you before. I'll put that in the link. This basically simulates what all these websites do. It's looked at my IP address, and you can remember it was in the Netherlands before, but now it's magically in the UK. I haven't moved an inch really, but what this site has done is seen the VPN IP address of the VPN server, and it's in London. So let's minimize this, and now let's go back to BBC iPlayer. I'm going into a different browser here only for one reason: cookies. I've just connected from the Netherlands in Chrome, and it blocked that. Now I could reset, delete all the cookies and reboot, and I'd be fine, but just to save time, I'm going to go on to Firefox here. Okay, so we can see here, and let's see if we can find. Let's go to Doctor Who again. Remember, now I'm visiting this site, it's seeing my the VPN IP address. So just double click here. Here's Doctor Who. Let's see if I can watch it now. This is the Christmas special. And hopefully you can see that it works. I won't stream this for too long because you get a copyright strike in YouTube if you do that. But hopefully you can see it's all working. Here's the Christmas special of Doctor Who, which is very good, by the way, if you haven't seen it. I'm just going to minimize that, and hopefully you can see it all works. And there's the live BBC, so I can watch that live. Remember I got a little message saying not available in your location before. This will work fine. Basically, it's looked at my UK VPN address and said, hey, he's in the UK, it's fine. Now, I'll just go quickly back about the account that I mentioned before and the TV license. Basically, you're supposed to have a TV license, a UK TV license, if you're watching BBC iPlayer. If you're in the UK, you should have one. You can be tracked. They honestly... They check any purchases and stuff like that. If you're in the UK and you want to watch the BBC, you need a TV license. If you're outside the UK, don't worry about it. It's a British law. They can't track you. They won't track you outside. But they will ask you, have you got a UK TV license? Now, you can't buy one outside the UK, so it's not really an option. But when they ask you, have you got a TV license? You need to say yes. They won't ask for a registration number or anything like that, but you must say yes. When you create a BBC iPlayer account, it's absolutely free. Just search for BBC iPlayer and register. It'll ask you the first time. Make sure you've got that UK VPN enabled first. You'll need a email address that you can access. It will ask you for a UK postcode. Any postcode will do. If you can't think of one, basically anything, a hotel, a business, and Google anything. But there's a little site here called royalmail.com, find a postcode. I'll put that in the links below. If you can't think of anything, just put a couple of letters in, I don't know, CH, and it'll come up with a load of addresses. Just pinch these postcodes at the end of that, put that in. Make sure you're over 16 or you won't be able to watch half the programmes. And again, say you've got a UK TV licence. It asks you occasionally. Don't worry about it. And that's all there is. That's how to unblock BBC iPlayer. It's relatively easy to do. As long as you pick the right VPN service. You can grab all sorts of VPN service, but honestly, most of them don't work anymore. A few years ago, they all worked, and you could even use just the UK proxy. But nowadays, only a few. So NordVPN's my recommendation. There's a link to their latest discounts in the description below. There are quite a few that do work. Just double check and make sure you can get your money back if they don't. NordVPN's got a 30-day money back guarantee, which they do honour. Okay, so that's fine. I hope that's helped somebody there, and hope you all have a great rest of the day. And thank you very much for watching my video. Bye-bye.